What up, y'all? This is Ladies with KeKe. My name is Dana B.
And I am Cassie J.
So today we're going to bring you the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 12, Episode 3 and 4. Because we didn't do 3 last week, because honestly, it wasn't that much to talk about. And pretty much everything that happened, everything that happened last week is really what transpired in this episode as well. So we're just going to dive right in, honey.
Float on. So that's actually what the episode was called. Really?
Float on. All right, I'm done. Float on. Okay.
You been holding this in because we haven't sung all day?
Yes, we haven't.
We haven't sung in a minute.
Child, like we like sing, at work and stuff. You know,
we ain't been singing.
Man,
we ain't been whistling while we work.
Nah, whistle while you work. Can't even do it.
Can't even whistle. My throat and whistle and everything's so dry. But
nevertheless,
episode 3 is called The Float Goes On, and episode 4 is called Love, Marriage, and Sour Peaches. That sounds nasty. Just so y'all know. But episode 3, I mean, we just gonna hit some little points, and we're just gonna roll on past to get on to this last week's episode. So I mean, Eva and Cynthia go house shopping because she said since last season, they outed her and was saying where her basically dropped the pin on her house location, and she has a crazy ex. And
she is like, that shit crazy.
I can't have him knowing where I live at. Now, the only thing I said about that was you are on a national TV show, so yeah, let's just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but her ex is crazy though.
Her security, is a top priority for her.
I was about to say, like, why don't she go into a gated community? But I guess.
Well, she said she was looking. That's part of one of the things, on her list of things she was looking for.
I guess something that Marlo said that I remember why she didn't.
She also took, I was going to say that, she took this opportunity, of course. Anytime Eva comes on the screen, she takes opportunity to throw some shade at someone. Anyone she's having an issue with. And this time, of course, she was talking about Marlo, and she was just like, since I don't have no money, I don't have no coins. And I was just kind of like, so she's bringing up the stuff they talking about last year at her wedding, and they was talking about how it was like Nene and them had brought it up. Nene and Marlo and them was all talking about it, talking about she didn't have money, she was having financial troubles, and it was something that a friend of hers apparently told everybody, and they was just kind of just repeating it. But nonetheless, she doesn't like Marlo. They have history, and she took the opportunity to just throw jabs and talk shit with with Cynthia. And Cynthia was there for it as usual. So yeah. So Portia goes to see Tanya, just letting her know, giving her an update on what's going on with her and what's the Dennis? That's his name.
Yeah. Because
they're like the married couple. That's like they're friends. They're all friends. Her husband and her and Dennis were like friends.
Are they married? Her and Tanya? I thought it was a boyfriend or something. I don't know. Tanya's beige to me. I don't know. She's really boring.
Okay. All right. We're not here to talk about Tanya today.
There's nothing to talk about.
We're not here to judge Tanya today.
I'm not judging her. She's not good for TV.
You said beige. That's a read.
Well, I'm sorry. She's not that entertaining for television.
Maybe that's why she doesn't have a peach yet.
No, she's not going to get a peach.
I mean, Marlo's entertaining. She ain't got a peach yet.
Well, yeah. If Tanya gets a peach before Marlo,
we got a problem. We're petitioning.
Yes, honey.
So
Marlo needs a peach.
She does, but I haven't been able to get one. But anyway, Kenya's cousin comes over and sits with her, and and we see how Kenya is as a mother, and Kenya's that mother that's very overbearing. Excuse me, I don't want anybody touching my baby. Did you wash your hands? Excuse me, you look like you're a little sick. Let me get you a mask because I don't even want you to be in the room with my baby if you got any kind of germs.
I mean, it's kind of cute, when the baby is a baby, but if you continue this type of...
I feel like she will.
This over obsession while she's growing
because
up,
she's
that
like,
baby...
this is the only child that I will probably ever have.
Okay, but the baby still got to live a life.
The baby going to be in a bubble.
No, that's not how the world works.
Bubble baby. Bubble Brooklyn.
That baby is adorable.
BB.
She is a doll. She is so cute. And she's like a happy baby.
She is.
She's
Despite
so cute.
What's going on around her.
Honey.
That baby looks happy. So, this is the episode when Nene comes back. I guess there might have been some truth to the rumor that Nene was kind of put on a little bit of a suspension because we didn't see her for the first couple of episodes, and now here she is. But nonetheless, she's back. Her and Greg are shooting an infomercial about cancer because Greg had cancer last season, and he's doing better now. It's in remission, I believe that's what they were saying. So, they just kind of caught up with them. They were kind of talking about how it was so hard for her, and Greg was just telling Nene how much he loved her and how proud of her he was getting through that and how strong she was. And I was just like, Greg is just really good because she really said a lot of stuff. Like, she was like on the verge of, I want to divorce you. Like, I don't want to sit here and deal with this. And he still is there and loving and caring and all that great stuff. So, hats off to Greg. I like Greg, despite.
I mean, I feel like it was probably a rough time for both of them.
Yeah,
because he was actually dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, that's where it's like,
this is a test of your love.
You really can't be like, oh, what about me? It's like, you're not going through this. You're healthy. I'm, fighting for my life. So, but it's kind of hard, It's hard for both.
Watching someone you love be sick and go through anything, and there's nothing that you can do or little that you can do, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to, last year when she was lashed out on all her friends, and she was like, I'm going through so much. And it's like, well, your friends are trying to be here for you. And people process things differently.
Yeah.
And that's just what was going on with her. She was processing, and she didn't process it well because it affected her friendships and other relationships.
It is hard though. It's kind of a person like that, like when they're going through something, they kind of push you away, but they don't want you to like.
They don't want you to go away.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know what to do with this.
I still want you to check in with me. Well, I mean, if I check in and you
I'm gonna get cussed out. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to talk to you. I mean,
okay, girl, holler at me when you good.
I'm gonna give you space. Honestly, that's what I'm gonna do.
Text me when you feel better. All right.
So I don't know. I mean, some people are really good at reading between lines. Like, I know you're telling me to go away, but I know what you're really saying is come closer. But I can't do that.
It depends on what space you're in too. Like, I mean, we all have our own lives too. So
yeah.
If it's like, if I'm going through something too, I might not have the energy to do that with you.
Look, if
I'm not in the space.
If you tell me to go away, I'm going away.
Like, right.
I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I know what you really mean. No, I'm not
really
that. I'm not gonna read between the lines. I'm terrible at it. So
yes.
I am terrible at it. Look, you better because I'm a blunt person, so it's like, shut up. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Don't commit no crimes with this girl.
You know what? We're getting off subject. We're getting off the subject, okay? Let's get back to the matter at hand. We're not trying to make this an hour video, madam.
This is about her.
So, next subject.
Todd and Candy call their surrogate. They're 19 weeks along. And this sit down, Candy said something, to Todd about his daughter, his oldest daughter.
His oldest daughter,
yeah. I'm not gonna say only because, they're married now. We're co-parenting. And basically just saying, what is her plans? What is she trying to do? And he said, I think she said that she was going back to New York, I think, to go to school. Fashion, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she kind of was like, well, if that's what she's trying to do, she could be getting in gear. She could be, planning this out, getting things done, not be going to the strip club with you. And he was like, she's 23, and if that's what she want to do, and it was like, well, that's fine if you want to do that, but you don't need to be putting it on, like, live, and you don't need to be doing all that.
Honestly, I see nothing wrong with Todd going to a strip club with his 23-year-old daughter. I see nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I think it's great.
I think this was just them wanting to show the difference of parenting from the two. Mm. And, I mean, if you've been watching the seasons, Candy has admitted the type of parent that she is. Because she is so busy and she's absent at times, she's the parent that I will buy you stuff to make up for my absenteeism.
And that's not good either.
It's not. And that's something that she deals with, the guilt. So I think it's just something that they'll have to come to terms with because, they have Ace and now they have another daughter on the way.
Yeah, they have little babies because Riley's almost graduated soon.
Riley's about to go to college.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I like how Riley also transitioned. How, you know what I'm saying?
she told him, y'all need no more kids.
Like, well, just like her and her, how she was in her shell, and she lost weight, and now she's like, now she has a YouTube channel, and
she's coming to her own.
Yeah, I like that. She's coming to a nice young lady, you know,
under the spotlight of having a celebrity parent and all that. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard life, and I'm glad that she didn't fall victim to that, because you know, some kids can fall victim.
Yeah, she can feel entitled and all that stuff, but I feel like she's, you know, she's
I don't even think
level-headed. Her mom's fame doesn't faze her, probably because how much time it took away from her mom. Yeah, so she's like, you know,
I'd rather just have a regular mom.
Yeah,
and just work a regular 9 to 5. But I mean, I'm sure she enjoys the benefits of it, but she don't.
It doesn't go to her head.
It's not that big of a deal to her.
Yeah, so I like it.
So Mark comes back in town.
Mm-hmm. Mark.
I don't like Mark.
No.
Ain't nothing that nobody gonna be able to say in this conversation to change my mind. Sorry. He's back. Kenya's happy to have her husband home because this is what she wants, her family all together under one roof.
He seems like everything needs to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, then, oh my God, you're the worst person in the world.
And that's what happened, you know.
Because she had no eggs. She wanted to make some breakfast. Okay, I may not have had eggs. I'm taking care of a baby. I can make you some pancakes. Be happy with the damn pancakes.
And then he was complaining about the pancakes. I don't know how he's going to be without no eggs. She said, I know how to make pancakes. They'll be just fine.
You better than me. Because I'd be like, well, the nigga.
We'll go to the stove.
Ain't you a chef? You should be cooking for me.
And that's what she said. She did mention that. She was like, well, you're a chef. But
you're supposed to be cooking me. I'm here by myself without your help taking care of our child. Here you come.
With little involvement from you, not even through a Skype. Like, you don't even want to FaceTime me.
We're going deeper into his shenanigans.
Yeah, because it comes up more next episode. So, of course, the ladies are going to the Pride Parade. I would love to go to one year.
Oh, I've been to several.
I've never been. I want to go.
I will say Atlanta is dope. Atlanta is dope. Baltimore is a party, though.
I would love to go.
Like, it's a big-ass block party. I haven't been to New York yet. And Charlotte's...
I want to go.
Honey.
Shut up. We got to go one year. Maybe we'll record it or something. I don't know. Put on the books.
Not Charlotte's, though.
Put us on the books, girl. We're going to catch a fight.
Truthfully, Shauna wants to go to the one in Baltimore next year. I think it's like in June.
That's her birthday month. We can go, girl.
Oh, Lord. 2 Geminis. Bless my heart.
Back to the video. So all the ladies go to New York, you know, for the parade. With the exception of, Portia.
Candy didn't go.
I was going to go down the list of people that didn't go.
It's more people that didn't go than did go.
It was Portia, Candy, and Kenya. That's all people that didn't go.
Nene, Marlo, Cynthia, Eva.
It ain't but 7 people on this. Come on. Taya don't got no peach. See how we do? She be trying to come to me, but it's okay. So, they get up there, and you have Marlo trying to basically give Nene a little pep talk. Trying to prepare her to see the girls, because, you know, at this point, no one's really been talking. Nene is over here. I've talked to my spiritual advisor. He told me my day's going to be great. Okay.
On the other hand, Cynthia and Eva. The thing about Eva, though, there's something. It's like the thing that bothers me about Eva the most.
Oh, okay. The most. I'm going to say.
Because outside of this show, I actually like Eva.
Before the show, yes.
Even like when I watch her clips on like the Ricky Smiley show, I like Eva. But it's just on the show, she drives me nuts because she talks so much shit, but it's never in front of their face. It's always, you know, she's talking to her friend about how she really feels. And then when that person comes face to face with it,
she never has that same energy like we've been saying since the beginning.
It bothers me because she hits her digs be below the belt, but it's like have that same energy in front of their face. but you don't. So it's like, you
Be
can't
quiet.
be talking all that shit. Like, she talks some shit.
Yeah, she did.
Like, damn.
Like when, so Cynthia got a clip of an interview that Nene did, and basically Nene was just
Going in on her.
going on Cynthia, and just was like,
saying she's weak, she's
a weak
desperate.
person, and she's just desperate, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she, of course, had to go share this with her bestie, her new bestie, Eva.
I think Eva sent it to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eva sent it to her, but then they started talking about it.
She had to go down there and be like, girl, did you see this? And she was just like, I mean, so that's why the reason why I said share, because, you know, she's watching it with her, and she's just like, oh, I mean, I can't believe she said that. Girl, you know you watched that a few times before you sent it, but cool. You watching it, and she was like, I'm desperate enough not to be your friend no more. And I'm like, so this is my issue with Cynthia. Okay, I'm glad that you, as they said, got a backbone, because they used to say about you all the time. Nene, you said about you all the time. You didn't have no backbone. You wouldn't stand up for yourself, blah, blah, blah. So now you're standing up for yourself. That's great. But I wish you would just stand up for yourself on your own. I wish you didn't have to have a best friend beside you to stand up for yourself. Because it's like, okay, if Kenya and Eva were on the show, would you be still having the same energy towards Nene? Would you be standing up to her the way you are? Or would you still be, you know what? I'm gonna just wait on Nene to come back and, you know, calm down, and we're just gonna work things out. I just feel like she has to be attached to someone to feel confident and comfortable to stand up and do things. She can't just do it because it's what needs to be done.
I will say that I feel, now I am Team Nene. I love me some Nene.
Yes, you are.
I do. I love me some
know.
Nene. But she's wrong.
She is.
Nene is wrong. And I do feel that Cynthia has been a better friend to Nene than Nene is to Cynthia, because Cynthia did basically kiss her ass.
Remember that whole friendship contract and all that stuff?
All those
It's
things.
been a history.
But Nene will, that type of love, like Nene will dismiss.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that Cynthia's actually standing up for herself,
Now she's bad.
you know,
Now she's a bad person.
So I mean, maybe the way that she's, I don't know. I don't get it.
That's it for me.
Maybe the way that she's handling it.
About it. Yeah, it's just like, I feel like you're doing it now because you got a new friend. You got a new Nene to stand up for you. You know, somebody else to help you throw shade with. Like, I just don't feel like you would have. I feel like you might have stood up to her, but it wouldn't have been the way you're doing it now. Like, you wouldn't have been going on these interviews, doing all this press conference. Because let's not forget when we had this Peter situation. If you would have said to my husband, you acting like a bitch, I just don't see how me and you would have just been still so cool. I just don't. But
yeah, that one
would have.
I thought that was it.
Like, when she said, I was like, oh yeah, it's going down. Like, it's. But she, you know, that was just Nene being Nene.
Well, at first,
you know,
that was a weird situation, because at first, after she said it, she forgave her. But then when she saw it months later, when she saw it on TV,
and then that made Nene mad.
That's when she was
oh,
like,
now you mad?
Yeah, you forgave me, and you know we were moving on, and now that you see it on TV, oh, now you mad, now you don't want nothing to do with me. So
that's what I'm saying.
It's weird, but I kind of feel like at the end of the day, Nene's wrong.
She is.
I do feel that way.
And we're gonna get on to this week's episode and find out more why she's wrong.
Yeah.
So it continues on with the parade, and you know, just Nene did go over and speak.
Oh, that's another thing I forgot.
To Cynthia on the float.
This is where like Cynthia gets on my nerves, because I know it's weird. It's weird. I get it, but it's life. Whatever. So because I feel like Cynthia's so pressed though. She is so pressed because she was like, I'm gonna make sure I look good because Nene gonna be there.
She did say
I'm gonna do
that
this
when they was
Nene gonna be
dress
there.
shopping.
It's like, girl, if you don't care, you don't
like
care.
It's a man. You know, like if you gonna run to your ex. You know what I mean? My ex gonna be at this party, girl. I gotta make sure.
So if you don't care, then you wouldn't be doing all that extraness. Nene was like,
Nene had a t-shirt on and some
a skirt or something like that.
No, she had some little pants or something on. Some little...
But it's like, you don't hear Nene like, oh, well, Cindy's gonna be there, so I gotta make sure I look good. Nene don't care. She gonna live her life regardless. So it's like, girl, you can't say like you're over something, but you obviously are not. You're pressed.
No, because I mean, okay, that's gonna come up again about her and how she's not over it, because she's gonna say, you know, I'm gonna sit down with her. Portia goes back to Dr. Sherry by herself. And she's, you know, sitting down. Dr. Sherry's like, so where are you? You know, emotionally, mentally, and you know, she's hurt.
I wonder if Portia's really listening, because Dr. Sherry said some really valid things. Because about trust. She said,
did you give it?
Did you give it or did he earn it? She gave it.
And she did say it though. She was like, I think now that looking back, I feel like I might have just gave it.
And I feel like I took that on to mom. Like, you know what, Dana?
I need to apply that.
I need to apply that to mom.
I'm a giver. I'm the type that I'll give it. I give it to you. I'll give you a little bit. I give you a little bit initially. I give you more over time, but I give more than I probably should.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I'm in a bad situation. I just want to stay home and cry, but I can't because I have to go to work because I have a child to take care of. I can't just sit here and just not do anything. So I hope she does continue to go to therapy. I mean, we know that they're back together at this point, really.
Yeah, they are. It was a whole thing on the Real and stuff.
They're back together. But as far as the show is concerned, they're not together yet. So, Cynthia invites Marlo to lunch. No, Marlo invited Cynthia. I'm sorry. I did have it right in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
And Cynthia was shocked. Like, I don't know why Marlo invited me, seeing that, you know, that's Nene's best friend. Okay, you was once Nene's best friend too, so don't.
But like Marlo and Cynthia actually had a friendship, so
that's what I'm.
Stop bringing up Nene.
Yeah, like
even though it was, I mean, obviously the sit down was about Nene, but
you didn't know,
right?
You didn't know what it was about,
right?
You don't know what she wanted to sit down and talk to you about. Like you said, you two did develop a friendship outside of Nene, so she might have just wanted to talk to you and be like, "Hey, girl, we in New York together. How was the parade?" She did talk to you about your daughter. Like, she wasn't just talking about Nene. So you don't know. She wanted to talk about herself. She did. So it's like,
yeah,
you, like you said, made it about Nene before she even got there to even know what it was about. So Cynthia brought her new best friend, Eva, and she didn't tell her. She was like, so Marlo's coming. Because when they got to the table, Eva's like, what's the extra plate for? Oh, this is the extra menu or something? She was like, no, Marlo's coming. She was like, the devil's a lie and the truth ain't in you. I say that all the time. I be like, girl, the devil's a lie and the truth ain't in you. You better stop. So,
she said, as soon as she get here, I'ma go.
So she orders enough for like 5 people. And that's the thing they're doing, I noticed. Every time they go out to eat, they always show her ordering all this food because she's pregnant. And she just orders all this food.
And that's true that pregnant people do that.
Not all.
All the ones I know. I like it.
She ordered all this food.
I like, you know, I'm a foodie.
Yes, I know.
I'm a foodie, so I love like having, I love having like the meals, like whatever, because my best friend, she's prego, so I love it.
Does she eat a lot?
Oh yes, I want this, I want that. I mean, she don't eat it all. She'll take it to go, but she wants multiple things on the menu, and I love it. It's like good because I want to try it. You know what I mean?
It's not about food.
I love it. No, but I'm I'm gonna reap the benefits.
Oh gosh,
I just want to taste.
Anyway, so sure enough, in Eva fashion, she throws some shade about Marlo and.
So this is where I was like, at first, I'm like, Eva, see, this is why I don't like you, girl. It's like, you're like, yeah, I ain't staying here because this, that, and the third, and Marlo doing this, and Marlo da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, you don't give the girl a chance, because honestly, Marlo seemed like she's maturing. You know what I mean? And after,
since she's now auntie
yeah,
mommy.
So it's like she's maturing more. So I'm like, damn, like, you're not even trying to give her a damn chance. You're already like, saying, like, you're already basically thinking that she's coming bad intentions.
Right.
Until Marlo sits down and it's like
Marlo gets there and she's like, hi, beautiful lady. She come in with good energy.
Eva was like, I'm leaving.
Excuse me, waiter, I need you to get all this to go. And she was like, you don't have to run off. You don't have to leave.
We're sisterly here. And she was like, we are?
Yeah, okay, whatever. And then she
leaves and I'm just like, damn, Eva, this could have been a good opportunity to start off a new leaf.
Right.
Until Marlo starts to talk her shit. I'm like, okay, I see why she left.
But I feel like Marlo did that because Eva got up and left the table. I feel like if she wouldn't have got up and left the table, it wouldn't have happened. And I think that Marlo is the type of person. Marlo is sensitive as well. Mm-hmm. She just hides behind that shade. That's like her defense. My feelings is hurt, and instead of me just telling you, hey, you hurt my feelings.
But I feel like her shade basically validated what Eva was saying. So I was like, all right.
So what's her excuse?
Whose?
What's Eva's excuse for throwing shade when it ain't even warranted?
You know, I don't know, but I'm saying that at first I was like, damn, Eva, you was wrong for leaving, until Marlo threw her shade. I'm like, okay, never mind. I take that back, Eva. You was right. I would love to.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think she really had to leave because I don't think she would have said anything.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Cynthia shouldn't have invited damn Eva.
I agree.
Point blank period, but that's the best
100%. Check. Agree. So
Marlo was telling Cynthia, like, you know,
they're here.
Like, hey, will you sit down with Nene? Even if, like, I think even if y'all have, like, just for closure.
She said that Cynthia to Nene. Even if you're not going to be friends again, I feel like y'all have had a long history together. Your relationship deserves closure. And Cynthia was just like, I mean, I will sit down with her at some point. She said, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I want her back in my life or whatever. So that's why I was like, yeah, she's not over, because Nene is like, I don't want to talk to her. Like, I don't need to talk to her. Like,
but that's where I feel like Cynthia is warranted a closure conversation.
I feel like they both need to have a closure conversation.
But I'm saying though, like, Cynthia has been a ride or die for Nene. And truly, I don't know why they're friends or they're not friends now.
Because of that whole birthday thing, the party.
Oh, because she invited Kenya
and didn't tell her, and she was like, "You knew Kenya was coming," and she was like, "I didn't know." And
honestly, that is not a Cynthia problem.
And that's why she was like, "If you want to end our friendship over this bullshit,
then bye, bitch."
She was like, "I mean, we wasn't
for
really
me.
friends.
It would been bye. This is why you're ending our friendship because of this. Then bye. Obviously, our friendship ain't nothing
and all that stuff and unfriended and blocked.
This is what, you know what I mean. It's like you've done way worse to Cynthia, and she has been right there with you. And it's like, this is the reason why you want to be in your feelings. Of course, she was going through something. However,
it still doesn't.
I ain't your punching bag. This is where Nene's wrong.
Right.
I feel like Cynthia didn't.
Wrong.
I don't like how Cynthia's been acting lately. However, I don't feel like she's wrong for having some type of feeling about it.
She does. I mean, she was warned. I mean, you can't tell somebody how they should feel.
Right.
Especially if you're the one that was the one that attacked someone or whatever, caused the harm or whatever. It's going to come up later.
But yeah, Nene is self-centered. She thinks like, oh, this world revolves around her. Bless her heart. I love me some Nene. However, I feel like you never see Nene ride for Cynthia as much as Cynthia rides for Nene.
No. And
I feel like it's not right.
And I guess the times that I've seen Nene ride for somebody is usually in an argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, when she was coming at Portia before, she was like, and I was the only one that was in your corner. But she's saying that in a negative way. Like, she's arguing with you. And she's saying how I was your friend. I was your friend. And then you go and do this and do that. And it's like, now you're bringing up how great of a friend you were to me, but you're using it as a bullet point in your argument at me at this point. You don't just sit there and be like, hey, it's a celebration. I just want to say I'm glad to be your friend. And, you know, she don't do it in those terms. So it's like, okay, Nene, bye. So Nene and Marlo meet for lunch. And Marlo continues her crusade to try to get these two to sit down and be bigger women and just bring closure to their relationship. And it's like, okay, if you don't want to be friends, fine, but just talk it out.
Yeah.
Find out why y'all not even really friends, because maybe y'all can be friends again.
It might be a misunderstanding.
Friendly.
Because it seemed kind of petty.
It is. It was very petty.
Yeah.
So Nene Leakes was like, I'm going to tell you right now, and it's going to be last time, Marlo, I tell you this. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. And she's like, yeah, Nene, I can't do that.
And that's a good friend. My thing was, Nene was all cool and down for a talk, but she says when she said that you should apologize, that's when it was like, oh, hell no.
She said, I should apologize?
Yes, you should, Nene. You should apologize.
For what?
Well, she was saying that she's been saying all these things to me in the media.
All these interviews
but it's like, Nene, you've done this too. You've done this.
She's trying to make it seem like the interview tour that Cynthia went on pushed her to have to do this one interview where she felt the need to have to defend.
But what about the previous times, all the other interviews that you've done? Erased that now, huh?
Yes, we're on the...
Oh, okay.
Once we said we were friends again, that erased everything. We have a new slate.
Oh. I love you, Nene, but you're wrong.
Nene decides that she don't want to talk no more, so she just gets up and walks away.
And Marlo had the audacity to chase her. I would not have chased that woman.
She was like,
if she wants to walk away,
Nene,
I will get my my silverware, my napkin, and I will enjoy my brunch, whatever meal they were eating.
Nene, you leaving?
Leaks, you leaving me? And she
Leaks,
sure
how
did.
dare you?
Nah.
Now see, this is something else.
I want to chase down her.
You see how she threw shade at Nene? At Marlo when she came to sit down. She was like, "This woman got on a sequence jumpsuit. We are at."
But Nene, in your confession, you was wearing that same type of jumpsuit. Here's the thing, Nene. I will say that Marlo did help you
get your fashions together, boo.
So,
because I watched the first season over, because I like going back in the beginning. Nene, you don't come a long way, baby, from your...
And truthfully, I think she did credit Marlo for that. I'm pretty sure she did credit Marlo.
She has, but I'm like, listen, that's one thing Marlo got on lock, okay? It's the fashions. Okay?
Down. I mean, I'm gonna say she on some of her fashions ain't my fave.
Ain't my taste.
You know,
but I mean, she make it look good on her.
Yeah.
But I personally wouldn't wear it. But you know, I feel that way about a lot of labels. Some it's just because it's a label, it's just not cute.
Yeah.
So, Candy and Ty go to the doctor's appointment with the surrogate. I keep forgetting her name. It's not what it is.
Sure, something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something. And they take Ace. Ace is so adorable.
He's take care of my little sister.
He is gonna be a great big brother.
His little voice, he's so cute.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
He made that whole scene.
I like how he wanted her name to Blaze, and that is actually her name.
Yeah.
Blaze.
They said, "What do you want to name?" He said, "Blaze."
That's cute.
And it was like, "Oh, that's nice." And guess who was there? Dr. Jackie.
Of course.
Jackie is everybody's doctor down there in Atlanta, okay?
Now, honestly, that surrogate situation is kind of weird. I get it.
It was like, we take the baby and then you
never see each other again.
You're done. I'm like, so I can't even say bye?
I get it, though, because you don't want that woman to be attached to your child or nothing like that.
But I can't say bye to her as the mama?
It's a business transaction. Your service is no longer needed. Goodbye. So, I mean, it's kind of weird because you build that rapport because you're carrying my child. And now that I have my child, and I was like, bye, bitch.
Lose my number.
You know what I mean? I don't know you. You don't know me.
It's like a bad one night stand. Don't call me no more. I gotta block you. I gave you my Google number because I don't want you. Like that's
like, damn. It's weird.
But she was a surrogate before.
Oh, so she knows.
So she was, because she looked over and she was like, it's okay. Because she looked at her, she was kind of like,
yeah. Like, I'm not going to see her again.
She was like, it's okay. I have to say, hats off to any woman that is a surrogate that carries for other people, because to do that for somebody else that's a lot. That takes a special type of person to do it. And I gotta say, it's not just for the money, because it takes a special person to actually do that and go through those emotions and all that.
Yeah, man.
For somebody else.
Go through labor, all that.
Because she asked her, are you going to deliver vaginally? And she was like, yeah, that's the goal. Woo! I don't want to even do my own, let alone somebody else's. So, yeah. So, Portia goes back to work. That was good. And she said, while she was working, she was like, she didn't think about doing this not one time. She said, so that's what she needed to do. She said she needed to get back. Well, they told you they should have done that from jump, boo. Right. She said she needs to get back. You've been in that house thinking about that man. But she said now she needs a nanny. Because she was like, that's the only way she can keep going. She needs a nanny.
I'm surprised she ain't got like no family members.
Well, her sister worked, her mom worked. I think everybody.
I thought her sister's her assistant.
She has another assistant. Her name is Lo. She actually has an assistant. I remember that her and sister had that falling out. Yeah. About working together. Yeah. And she was like, you want so much from me, and then you don't want to pay me, you don't want to give me my credit, and so she was like, to avoid risking our sisterhood, that's when they brought in somebody else. So they still work the business together, but she actually has an actual assistant, and I think she still helps her out with what she needs. But no, that's not her assistant anymore. So Kenya calls Candy while Candy was at the doctor's appointment, and she was like, "Can you come over? It's important." So Candy comes over and is like, "What's wrong?" At first, Kenya's walking around the house just cheerful, like everything's fine. And then she sits down and starts talking about her relationship. And, Candy's like, "Well, what's going on?" And she was like, "I mean, how do you do it? How do you do the relationship? You guys are kind of new in your relationship and your marriage." And she was like, "Well,
the first year was rough.
It takes some time."
She's like, especially when you argue, like the arguing, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
You don't want to hit below the belt. She said, "Do you hit below the belt?" Candy was like, "Yeah."
Ego check.
She said, "What do you do?" She said, "Do you apologize?" And she said, "I apologize for hurting his feelings, but I don't apologize for what I said.
Because I meant what I said." Yeah.
And so she was like, "Mark never apologizes."
Mark seems like an ass. Like, it just seems like Mark really don't care about Kenya.
He don't want to be in this relationship no more.
It's
like they both wanted the same thing. They wanted a baby and they got it. And now it's like,
all right, I got my baby, so F you.
Right. Both of them well, not both. He is, I got my baby.
That's his number one priority. That's all he cares about. Because the fact that Kenya says that for their anniversary, she took a trip to Turks and Caicos by herself, her and the baby, is weird. He didn't want
celebrate their anniversary with their baby.
He was like, "Well, if we go somewhere, I want Brooklyn to be there,
and I don't want no nannies."
So it's like, where's your alone time when they're in the bed? He wants Brooklyn in the bed with them. It's like there's no intimacy.
And that's what she was saying. She's like, "So what if I want to go away and like have alone time with you?" And he was like, "What? What alone time? What is alone time without Brooklyn?" And she was like,
"Our relationship."
Us.
You know what I mean? But we still have to connect if we're going to be in a... It seems like he does not care to be
in this relationship. He don't feel out of love with her some kind of way, and that's what's wrong with her.
He has checked out of his marriage.
She said around month 7 or 8 of her pregnancy, everything changed for her. And that's when Candy was like, "Did that happen with you?" And she said, "Yeah, our sex life did take a dip when I was pregnant." She said, "But when I dropped the baby, it came back up." She said, "Is it not picking back up for you?" She said, "No." And she was like, "Oh."
The thing that I feel bad for Kenya, it's like, it kind of pisses me off a little bit because you see how Kenya get down. You see how she argues, how she fights. And it's like...
She's not fighting.
It's like, girl, you could read him for filth.
But you know what? She don't ever fight in her relationships.
That might be her weakness.
Yeah, when you think about the first dude we seen her with, the one that said she paid.
Well, yeah, she looked desperate.
She was yes. And then the one that was accused of breaking her stuff in her house, breaking the garage.
Well, that one was different.
He was crazy.
Yeah, so I wouldn't argue with him. It's like, you know what?
No, but I just felt like even if he wasn't crazy, I just felt like she took stuff from him too. Like she just...
Yeah, like you deserve better than that.
She has in her mind,
I don't want to lose him.
I don't want to lose him.
So I'm going to do whatever it takes. Yeah, but you could be submissive.
It's still stand up for yourself.
You know what I mean? Don't just take it. Don't just let a man talk to you any type of way.
Like they say, depending on where a man leads me, I'm willing to follow. But depending on where you're trying to lead me, I'm not going to follow you if you're trying to go off a cliff.
Well, he ain't trying to lead her nowhere.
Now, yeah, this man ain't trying
to lead her.
He don't let her. Yeah, he don't let her and then left.
He just want the baby.
He dropped her off.
That's all I care about is the baby.
So, Kenya really broke down. She was just like, he talks so
reckless.
He just talks harsh to her, and so Candy was like, he must have called you out of your name, and she was like,
yeah,
he's a fighter, and yeah, it goes there and it gets there with him, and she was just like, she don't, and she was just like,
wasn't it like verbal abuse?
It
verbal
could be
abuse,
verbal, emotional, abuse. Mental.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Because like that little situation right there when she asked him who's more, who's first, me or Brooklyn, and the way he responded to her, that's a form of abuse.
She's being rejected. It's just sad.
And it's like he know it.
Yeah.
He know he's tearing her down. It's just like, how low
can you go? Or it's like he don't care. It's like, I could care less about your feelings.
And that's
take
what she
care of
said.
my daughter.
She was like,
and
he'll just go in on her.
I just feel bad for her. I just do.
And she broke down. She's like, she don't want her daughter to see that. And then you got to remember, Kenya's mother didn't raise her. So she's thinking like, I don't want my child to have the childhood I have. You know, she has some deep-rooted issues. The fact that your mother didn't raise you and didn't want anything to do with you until this day, your mom still don't want anything to do with you, that's a deep.
You need like years of therapy. I hope she does talk to somebody about that.
She doesn't talk to somebody.
I couldn't imagine that. Can you ever go to therapy?
I don't think she did. I don't know. I think she should though. I couldn't imagine my mama not wanting to. I couldn't imagine.
Nothing. That's the person that's your mom.
That gave me life.
In this world of crazy, you should have at least one place.
One person.
You know what I mean?
That's always in your corner.
Always. No matter if you right, wrong, or indifferent.
Right. Like
that one person.
My mama gonna always say I'm right in front of other people. Now, when I get home, now you know that was fucked up.
But it's like, dang. Well, she had her grandma, but it's like, it's different because but it's different though. Like, that's your mom.
And the fact is that she never got closure from that. She never found out why her mom didn't want to be around her.
To do with her.
And in fact, it was like your mom was like down the street. That's like the
you feel abandoned.
Yeah,
you feel just like you're worthless.
Yeah.
And you don't need that from your husband.
And
even though I don't think
she feels. She probably feels abandoned.
She feels neglected. That's for sure.
She probably feels neglected and abandoned when you think about it, because he's not there. He just leaves.
Yeah, man.
And when she calls him and say, "When are you coming back?"
When I come back,
we'll see. That's what's responsible.
She gotta want more for herself. Even though I know she wants a family for her daughter and stuff, you gotta want more for yourself because. You wanting for yourself will help your daughter.
Yeah.
You fighting for a marriage by yourself. Luckily, that she's just a baby, so she's not gonna see anything.
Understand.
But
eventually,
you gotta want
she'll
more.
get older and understand and see.
And you don't want your daughter to see that type of behavior because that's gonna be learned behavior. It's like you don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want her to grow up thinking that this is the way love is and this is the way relationships
you know what I mean?
To be. So I do want better for her because I feel like she deserves better. No one deserves to be in a relationship like that. And I know some people probably will feel like, oh, this is karma. She deserves. No. Nobody deserves to be treated like that.
Not like that. Not by your husband, the father of your child. That's just uncalled for.
That's a bond. Y'all done made a child together. Like, come on now.
And especially like she doesn't all that rah that she does with everyone else.
She's calmed down so much.
With him, she's like a little puppy dog.
But even with the other women, ever since she got with him, she hasn't been doing all that like that.
I think that motherhood did calm her.
Yeah, she's not out here. But don't think that it's not still there.
Yeah, Kenya's coming back. You know what I mean? With that rah. I'm just talking about her relationship. I wish that she found someone that loved her unconditionally.
Yeah, I agree.
All of her good, her bad, her indifferent. Someone that loves her that way. I want that for her. I really do. Everyone. Facts. Yeah. So, but yeah, these were the 2 episodes. The last one's pretty good. It was okay. I'll give it a B-. Right.
I think they just averaged out to like a B together.
Yeah. The next episode doesn't look that appeasing, but we'll see.
I don't remember what happened on the next episode, but we'll be here for it, and we'll see you guys on the Married to Medicine review. Now that's
one, baby.
We can't wait to get into that one. So
yeah, we're gonna end
this. Stay tuned.
And we'll see you in the next video.